I'm going to expose several subliminal messages in the promotional material for Call of Duty Black Ops. Many of these subliminal messages are fairly easy to see, and a few of them I find hilarious. I'm not going to go in depth on the psychology of subliminals. If you want to know how and why they work, watch my full-length documentary on subliminal messages, truth and reality. This is the pre-order game box. Any embeds in the smoke are hard to see because of the black background. I invert the colors and add color to the smoke. Here's a face with an alien type eye. He's smoking a cigarette, which to our subconscious may explain the cause of the smoke. His lips are well defined. He appears to be the most prominent subliminal on this cover. Here's the word sex, drawing attention to the game title. Here's two more. The one at the bottom is extremely easy to see when zoomed out. The subliminals on store shelf items are often meant to catch the eye from different distances and angles. Here is a sex that is only visible from far away. Here's a symbol, the upside down triangle. Keep that symbol in mind, as well as these lines that come out of the bottom of it. Back to the original. Do you still see the smoking man? Here's a large face, mostly made up of the black between the smoke. The lower part of the face is most visible. I have turned the contrast way up. Now there is a circular object with a small hole at the end. It appears to be attached to the shaft that is directly below the upside down triangle. Now before you write me with some stupid comment, fanboys, I'll remind you that you are the suckers that buy the products advertised in this manner, not me. The main promotional graphic seems strange for a few reasons. At first I thought he was sitting Indian style, but if you look at the panned out view, his feet are planted. He's sitting like my potty training 2-year-old when he has a Call of Duty. I have read that advertisers sometimes tap into repressed trauma from our potty training days. This may be slightly subjective, but his guns and arms form somewhat of a pentagram. I saw a review of the artwork that called it masculine, but I think the character, who is supposed to be you, the potential buyer, actually seems to have a bit of an identity crisis. With his loose-fitting bracelet? Bracelets are feminine. It looks like it should be on some female pop singer. The right side of his arm and background are softened, while the left is sharp, with high contrast, suggesting the character's duality. And finally, I know lots of gun collectors and obsessive gun owners. None of them has ever named their gun, and no way a feminine name. That makes no sense. It's more likely, out of sexual frustration, the character just randomly killed 8 females named Sally. Any gun owner will tell you, you would have to be insane to scratch up the finish of your gun like that. But I'm sure this game is not meant to turn anyone into a serial killer. Okay, on to the GameStop pre-order skin. This is my favorite set of Subliminals. They should really fire this artist. His Subliminal embeds are amateurish. It looks like he just wrote a word and scribbled a bit around it. Jerk. You can even see the handwriting style. That's actually the first time I've seen jerk as an embedded word. There's also a face under the word jerk. You can look for that yourself. The entire top of the graphic is the back of a woman in a bathing suit, somewhat like a 50s pinup. This could be designed to trigger the fear of female rejection, which they imply can be remedied by pre-ordering the game. I noticed the bottom of the right skin was just a reversal of the left side. Notice the female is not in this one. It has been replaced by 2 large faces, drawn artistically, completely beyond coincidence. A face that looks like it actually does belong in a game called Black Ops. I flip it back to normal. A large toothy face and something odd at the bottom. Maybe you can figure that one out. So I wonder, can you see them now? The graphic for the trailer, reversed, smoke-colored. It's the Smoking Man. They liked him so much they decided to edit him into this one 2 times instead of the 1 time he appears in the original. I will compare shortly. The lower portion of a face. A little devil that overlaps the large face that I showed earlier. A sex. The background for the trailer is actually the bottom of the pre-order box graphic, with a little editing added in. The other is a banner. That's our Smoking Man. The lower portion of a face. The 2 sexes underlined on the pre-order graphic each fit neatly and logically next to the Call of Duty logos on the other 2. A difficult to see sex on the main graphic. The final box art subliminals are toned down and softer, since many people will look at the cover for quite a while. Here are some faces. Here's the Freemason symbol. This one could actually be coincidence, but I don't know. Maybe I could tell if I had the actual box. Many of you will say this stuff is not real, but when you're looking at the graphics and you've already made up your mind that they're not there, of course you won't see it. That's how mental repression works. Instead, take a graphic like the GameStop skin and take a long, honest look. This stuff is well documented. A good starting point is my documentary, Truth and Reality.